And I feel like as women, we have to, the women that are in the space, we have to open our mouths and champion the ones that may be thinking about it a little bit more and letting them know, like, we need you. Like, we need you in the A&R space. We need you in an executive space. We need you in front of the mic as well, because it's so negated, and it can become discouraging in a way. Just always going into these rooms and these shows and these meetings, and there's no female representation. There's no black female representation. So when I do have opinions, and when I do double down on things, or when I do push back on things, it could come off very off-putting sometimes to certain people because I'm a female.
It's time for our spiritual detox. Yes, sir. Welcome back. It's your boy DJ Focus. You tap back into the fix, your number one source of faith-infused hip-hop, R&B, and poetry. Y'all know the vibes. It's time for our spiritual detox. Listen, artists, y'all in for a treat. I'm telling you, we got one of the coldest A&R. Listen, music execs in the game. She's been doing. Listen, she got some Grammys. She got a lot of awards. Let's be very clear. But she knows music. She knows the sound, and she's able to produce something that's always amazing. Listen, the super talented Dria the GOAT. What's going on, sis? How you?
What's up? I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm grateful to finally get you in the studio.
It's amazing.
Is it all right?
I'm blown away.
Listen, God to show up sometimes.
And you showing me love with the graphics and
oh, for sure,
the hospitality.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
You earned that. You earned that. Let's
I'm
be
trying.
very clear. Yeah, you've been in the game a while. You've earned that. So, catch us up, man. What has God shown you maybe over this last year about yourself when you talk about your faith journey that you didn't know about yourself?
I think for me, so much has happened these last few years for me. Right now, I'm more so like trying to be a vessel and like encourage other people to keep going, chase after their dreams. Because it's so many people around me that are kind of getting like discouraged and not as on top of their is it music, if it's a business, if it's going back to school, whatever. It's that doubt that a lot of people are like having a hard time overcoming. So for me, I've been able to see the goodness of God so far in my life. So I'm being very adamant about like just being an encourager, you know what I'm saying? And not being out here trying to prove myself over and over again, but just like being a vessel and letting people know that like God is very much still in the business of making things happen. And you got to just keep believing. You got to keep waking up every day and pushing. Because one day something will happen. You just got to have the mindset that it's going to and not be, overcome by your situation. So that's kind of where I've been at lately.
That's
and just
good.
Kind of like not really like being so busy and trying to accomplish things versus just kind of sitting back, seeing like, how I can help other people just move forward. That's doing something for me right now and just being inspired by other people's stories.
With that being said, are you talking about specifically faith-based artists when you talk about them being discouraged and feeling like
everybody?
Everybody.
Personally,
Okay.
Professionally, artists. A lot of artists that I've been talking to lately have just been like super in their heads. And I think that's the biggest challenge right now with people in our space, artists in our space. They're overthinking because some people are 100%ers to where they're like, I'm producing, I'm writing, I'm A&Ring my whole project, and then some people need help. And the ones that may need help feel like sometimes that they just don't have the resources that they need to get to the finish line. And I'm just like, you got to just open your mouth. Closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to express what you want and what you need so you can complete the art, but not just give up and say, well, I'm not going to put out a project this year because I don't have the producer. Or I'm not going to put out the project this year because I don't know the sound I want to go for. It's like, you got to just keep pushing until you find what works.
That's good. So I didn't know that was a challenge for artists, not even believing in themselves to put music out.
Yeah. Or it's like they'll do some stuff and they always think that it could be better, which I love, pushing for the best. But I'm also like, you just don't know how people are going to respond to certain things. You may think it's just cool and it might be your biggest record. So it's like, just put it out. And you never know what comes from that. I'm dealing with that a lot with a lot of my artists, just overthinking stuff because you reach a certain level of success and you just crave that. And then when you don't get it, it can become discouraging. So I'm just like, it's not really about, for me, the numbers all the time. Sometimes you just got to be creative and express it and put it out and see what it does. You know,
I love how you say it's not about the numbers, but let's be very clear. Everything you do numbers. Is that challenging? Because you know you've made so many hits, you've won Grammys. Like, is that challenging for you to even go in the studio and just sit down with an artist and take them through making a whole song?
yes.
Okay.
It's challenging because even though the accolades are there, you still have to build a certain amount of trust with these artists. So it's like fighting with that, developing that is one thing. And just the confidence. I think the people they see the finished product and they hear the finished music and they see the finished visuals. But a lot of the behind the scenes work is like championing them. Like, you can do it. It sounds great. Don't be in your head, because a lot of them just overthink. It's just constantly like comparing what the next person is doing that we're always having to, battle with behind the scenes. So it's just like reassurance. Just like they're all human. You know what I'm saying? And it might not look that way to the fans because they see the end result, but everybody wants to put out the best piece of art.
What's the most craziest session you've ever had? You ain't got to shout their name out, but I have to imagine you've challenged people in ways that they probably looking at you like, who is you to tell me that wasn't it? So, like, what was that one moment when you was like, okay, I'm gonna stay saved?
You know what? The song, if you mopping, let me know. Stay low.
Say low.
Stay low. Woo-wee. So Stay Low we made at Reach one day during the camp, right? And the specific session was with Toya Love.
Okay.
And I've never met Toya before until that first. It was just like a lot going on that day. I think I was in like maybe 6 hours before I got to her. So I was already just like a little burnt out. But me and Toya recorded that together, and I was like vocal producing her. And it took a really long time. It was taking a really long time, and it just wasn't sounding the way that I was wanting it to sound, the way that she was delivering it. And I just sat there and had her do it over and over and over and over again, to the point where I got a little frustrated, and I just left. Because I was just like, this isn't it.
You left the session totally.
I left. I can't remember if I came back or not. I do remember going in another room.
That's what they did, drop the mic. She said she left.
I left.
Okay.
Because at that time, everything was so fast. We were cranking out songs so fast. So to work with a newer artist that was still kind of developing, that I really loved, it's like, it just wasn't sounding like I needed it to sound after take after take after take. It was just like, it was doubt and frustration. And I had to just kind of remove myself, because it was just I'm like, I don't know if this is the right play. Like, I don't know if she's going to be able to deliver it. And to be honest, she ended up, I don't know if she got herself together. We took a break, but that ended up being one of the best verses on the song to me.
Facts.
She opened up the record. Yeah. And I was so proud of her, like, because I pushed her so hard. She'll tell you in that session. I don't think I've ever pushed the artist that hard.
Really?
No.
Wow. Shouts out to Toya Love for getting through that one.
Shouts out to Toya. That verse right there, I was going in, because it just, I think for me, it was the importance of female rap in the space for that song. That song, I wanted to like really get some chatter going about the females in the space, the female rappers, because we're so overlooked that I didn't want it to come off like anything was fine. I wanted every verse to be amazing.
How have you worked through those challenges? You brought up something very key. A lot of times females in this space, in a male-driven space, it's hard. You an A&R, you an exec. Let's be very clear. You have a skill that a lot of men wish they had.
Yeah.
Talk about the challenges of just being able to navigate through the industry and everything that you do as a queen boss. Let's be very clear.
It's challenging. It's discouraging.
Really?
It is. Because I guess my biggest thing is like, I wish that more men and gatekeepers in our space.
Oh, talk about the gatekeeper. Who is them? It's this a fix. We're trying to figure out the problem and solutions. Because we talk about gatekeeping a lot on the show, and I'm just trying to figure out how do we get better at that, specifically in the faith industry, the gospel industry. How do we get better with people gatekeeping? Because they call me a gatekeeper too as well because I don't play their record. Well, everybody want me to play their record. I can't play everybody's record. It's quality control. Everything doesn't line up.
Yes.
So in a sense, listen. I am a gatekeeper to a certain extent. Let's be very clear. Yeah. So talk about that because some might call you a gatekeeper.
Yeah, they may. I feel like the gatekeepers are people that, have a little bit of power and influence, There's a few I don't really want to mention, but I think that people that have the space to champion females, not even just in front and the ones that have mics and that are making music. I'm more so concerned about the gatekeepers. I mean, the female presence behind the scenes as well. When I go into sessions, a lot of times there's no women. Engineering.
Not even talked about, or not even get the opportunity.
No.
Okay.
There's no women, and that's not all on the people that are setting things up. It's also just the accessibility. Like you're not putting yourself out there. You're not cultivating your craft at a high level to even be considered. And I feel like as women, we have to, the women that are in the space, we have to open our mouths and championing the ones that may be thinking about it a little bit more and letting them know, like, we need you. Like, we need you in the A&R space. We need you in an executive space. We need you in front of the mic as well because it's so negated and it can become discouraging in a way. Just always going into these rooms and these shows and these meetings and there's no female representation. There's no black female representation. So when I do have opinions, and when I do double down on things or when I do push back on things, it could come off very off-putting sometimes to certain people because I'm a female. And usually, the females are bringing in the coffees and wiping down the tables and sending the emails. They're not in the boardrooms saying, this is the plan, and I need this from you on Tuesday, and holding people accountable, and you know what I'm saying? Having those uncomfortable conversations. So for me, that's something that's really important. I try to talk about a lot. It's like, okay, let's champion the new generation to be very visible when it comes to the female presence, because it's needed. It's needed. I feel like a lot of the music that is coming out, a lot of females can outdo the men.
Oh, wow. You say the ladies can probably make better music than the men. Since you've been in the game, talk about pretty much the evolution of the ladies, whether it be Christian R&B, whether it be Christian hip hop. Like I would say maybe, I noticed it probably about 5 years ago.
Okay.
But just from your experience, talk about why you made that statement that some of the ladies can make better music than the men.
I mean, when you discover them and you dig into their discography, it's like, a lot of it is undeniable, from the beat choices to the lyrics to the delivery. They're really putting in time and effort and to make quality music. And then the Christian R&B space is really breaking through. CHH, I met CHH about 3-4 years ago. So I've been able to witness her journey, work a lot with her. She's amazing. Lee Vasi. I remember when Lee had like 1,000 followers and she blew up overnight. The records are crazy. Ashaya. There's so many Christian R&B ladies that are coming up that are, I feel like, have the potential to cross over to mainstream because it's just that good. And then from the rap space, of course, Anike. I love working with Anike because she really cares about the quality of records. And I hope that people can hear that when they listen to her music. Like, she pushes everybody in the room, even myself. And I love working with her because when you hear like the first rough to like the final version, it's just the evolution of the music is amazing to hear because of how she pushes the producer, the engineer, the songwriters. Like, if you work with her, I feel like you just gonna automatically become better because she's gonna challenge every line, every melody, every cadence. Child Like Cece is also like a really big lyricist that I've worked with. She's amazing. And she really cares. So for me, it's the quality. Like the ladies really care about not quote unquote out rapping the guys, but they really care about making really good music. And I think I feel like sometimes in our space, it's just so easy to be popular and go viral and blow up. People are just putting out a lot of music quality, like quantity wise. They're just like every week or every month or whatever the algorithm, whatever works for the algorithm, they'll put out. But they're not really focusing on, does this sound like cornballish? Does this sound like I made this beat in 15 minutes? Does this sound like a really good concept? Most of the time, the answer is it doesn't sound that good. And that's why our space is slowly evolving. So I'm really looking and championing the artists that care about the quality of the records. Let's talk about some stuff that we haven't talked about 20 million times. Let's make a song that we haven't heard over and over again, the same beat, the same type of concepts, the same type of melodies. Let's find ourselves and really develop originality. That's what gets me excited. And that's what makes me want to work with an artist where I'm like, okay, I feel like you got something to say. Instead of God is good 20 million times or God made a way 50 million times. We know that. But what can we do to really change the space? And that's talking about things that may be uncomfortable, or talking about things that are great, but just in a clever way.
That's good. So stay right there for a minute because the artists need to hear from you. So as you finally pick an artist that you want to work with,
Yeah.
walk us through the development process. What's the first thing when you sit down in the studio? What's the first thing that you tell them before we even talk about a lyric? We play a beat. Walk us through how you develop an artist.
The first thing is I go to the studio, right? We meet in the studio, and it's just conversation. Like, okay, my big question is like, what's your story? You know, because talent is talent, right? We can all, not we can all rap, but a lot of people can rap and sing, right? But what are you saying that is different from the next person beside you, right? What is your story, and what do you want people to know? Most of the time, if it's just cookie cutter, it sounds like it came from ChatGPT, not a lot of depth, then I'm automatically like, because people connect with story.
Time out. People really get their bars from ChatGPT? Mm-hmm.
Or like their mission statement, or like, what they are about.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Okay.
Have like
I was about to say, if we got ChatGPT as a ghostwriter, we got an issue.
Oh yeah, that's too though. People do that.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome to 2025. But yeah, for me, it's the story first, because the music has to connect with the story. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it's the studio for me. I need to see the work ethic. I've worked with artists that are super talented, but they're lazy. And you can't tell them anything. Something big for me is like collaboration and being open to feedback. I'm not really excited to work with artists that come off as like, I've arrived, you can't really tell me anything. I got 500,000 monthly listeners, so, I'm here and y'all should want me. It's more of like, what's your heartbeat? What are you really doing this for? Are you really here to change lives and make an impact, or you just want to be seen? And can you be developed? Can you evolve? Or is it where we just have to kind of like take what we can get? You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing for me. Mm-hmm. Because I just feel like you can really go to another level in your artistry if you have an open mind with working with other producers and songwriters. And in our space, it's not talked about enough, but a lot of the artists are quietly greedy and delusional at times.
Break that delusional down. What you mean?
They're listening to their own records.
Okay.
They're not playing them for people that tell them the truth.
Curate really music. Yeah, I get you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not teasing records to their fans, even if they are, the bad ones, or like they're not getting feedback. So they're not essentially growing and getting better or going to another level. They're just staying the same. And that could be for egotistical reasons, or it could just be just uncomfortability of not getting real feedback. But I think that's holding the space back. And a lot of us as executives at times, aren't as black and white as we should be. Because we're in a Christian space and we want everybody to feel loved and supported. Yes. But if the space is going to actually evolve, somebody got to say, that wasn't good. And you should go back and do the whole thing over again. Or you should find a producer that you connect with and work on a project together with just him and develop a sound. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Or if your homeboy can write a rap better than you should call him to the studio and let him write for you. Like, it's so egotistical in our space. The quality of the music is affected because all of them are trying to be 100%ers. And I don't think that God gave us all the gift to be that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's cool if, you want to contribute to a verse or a hook and you're developing as a songwriter and you want to be hands-on, yeah. But if you're looking to really grow, you're going to have people that are better than you to come around you. And you're going to have to feed off of them and learn from them. That's what I did a lot at the beginning. Like, my sister dropped out of college and signed a publishing deal with Disney when she was younger. And I used to go after school on the weekends, during the holidays, and just go to her sessions and sit there. I would just sit there and not do anything. I would just sit there and watch her and listen, absorb, pay attention. And I did that for about a year or two until I started suggesting lines, until I started making beats, until I started writing, because I needed to learn from somebody that was better than me. You know what I'm saying? But yes. I think now when you have DistroKid in the internet, and you could just put a hashtag and go viral, it creates delusion. And it creates a false sense of, arrival when it's like, no, everybody can grow, everybody can be better, but who are you surrounding yourself with to make that a reality, you know?
How do we get better in that space? You said something key. You said a lot of people kind of like, have this sense of pride or arrogance where they think they've arrived. How do we get better? We're supposed to be in a space where, again, we're followers of Christ.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be in our word. We're supposed to understand the impact of knowing our word and living it out. How do we get better?
I think it's just leading by example. And I think a lot of the creatives, they gotta reach out to these artists. Like, if you're a producer, master your craft, put packs together and DM these artists and say, hey, I think we can make something special. Like, something I'll never forget is when I first got hired at Reach, I would say like the first maybe like 2 or 3 weeks, my first official project was CC4. So when I first came in, Lecrae was like, I don't want to use any of the songs that he probably had like a whole project done. And he wanted to scrape the whole project. So I'm like, I don't know him. We have no type of chemistry. Like, this is my first time interacting with him outside of this job. And I remember him and Ace being so receptive to a Black female producer and our songwriter, to where like there were days, back-to-back days, I would come in and they're like, you got any ideas for this? Or what do you hear on this? Just cultivating the space for me to be creative without ego. And he's one of the biggest artists in the space.
Thanks.
So he easily could have brought in the biggest songwriters, the biggest producers. But he gave me the space and just took a chance on me and said, what would you do here? Or, send me this beat, or what do you hear on this idea? And I was ready. And I think that's the missing piece. It's like when you get the opportunities to work with these artists, you got to have something that gets them excited. You got to have something that nobody else is doing. You got to have something that is undeniable. So I didn't step to him with records or beats or producers that I felt like were just okay. You know what I'm saying? I made sure that I stayed up all night. I made sure I worked my tail off week after week after week until the album was done, to make sure I gave him my best. And I ended up doing like 9 out of 11 of the songs, like a lot of records on there, just because of the opportunity that he gave me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And being prepared for that and not walking in there as if like, I mean, shoot, this is a Christian, album. He should be happy for anything that I bring. No, like, this is an honor. And I'm going to step to this as if this is my very last opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the mind frame of just wanting to be the best and having the confidence that you can deliver that will attract the right artist as a producer, as a songwriter. Having a standard. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
not just working with anybody and putting any song out.
You're making a lot of your church folks mad right now.
I'm sorry. Like some songs I do, I'll be like, we can't put that out. We can't
At
put
all.
It out. We can't put it out like that.
Okay.
We got to go back and make it. We got to, not with me involved. You can do whatever you want to do.
She said, you ain't going to put my name on it. You can put it out if you want. Scratch my name out.
Take me off.
I'm going to send you your money back.
Yeah, take me off.
Wow.
Cause I care. Like I really care about the space. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I grew up, you know, pastor's kid, and my mom used to make me listen to all of the, you know, Christian hip hop artists, and it strayed me away from the space.
Wow. As a PK, strayed you away. You say, give me the real hip hop, because this ain't it. Wow.
I used to listen to the radio at school and sneak and listen to Destiny's Child because I couldn't do it. So it's so crazy how like full circle growing up that now I'm back at the space, and I'm like, if I'm gonna do this, like, I know it rubs a lot of people wrong because I come off very black and white and very direct, and they're just not used to that in the space. They're not used to being told the truth.
They're not.
You know what I'm saying? But it has to be told so we can grow and things can sound better, because it just matters to me. It matters.
You worked on Your Power, right? You were on that, right?
Yeah.
Did y'all know that thing was gonna go that, like, it's not on a project, it's just a single y'all put out, wins a Grammy? Did you guys know when y'all created that magic that it was gonna be that record?
Humbly, I did.
Okay.
I did. So we made the record in my sister's apartment when she was about to move, and Ace was like, yo, I think we should do a record with Tasha Cobbs. So I'm like, done. He's just like, he's a
Ace a beast. Yeah. And he thinks different. So
he's a genius.
Shouts out to Ace Harris.
Shouts out.
Yeah.
Changed
That's our
my
brother.
life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He texts me that. I'm like, okay, cool. Every time Ace has an idea, I run with it because it's something there to it. So me and my sister, we wrote the hook. I picked the beat. We wrote the hook in her apartment. And going into it, I was like, let's make it really simple, because Tasha has such a profound, strong voice. I wanted it to be digestible. So I remember writing the hook with her. And after we wrote the hook, I had a feeling. I'm like, this feels big. But the production still wasn't there. And then I went back with the producer, Jubilee, and we worked on that beat. It's the most complicated beat I feel like I've ever worked on in my life. We probably had like 5 different sessions, sent it to a whole bunch of different people, got feedback, got discouraged, got this, got that. Got it to the point where we needed to play it for Cray. First thing he says was, ooh, it sounds like a Grammy. So when he said that, I was like, now it has to be a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the bar that was set. So after he said that, I went back and got like a choir on there, added more instruments, went crazy to just make it even bigger. And after that session where he recorded his vocals, every time I would play it for people, I would say, this is going to be my first Grammy award. It's going to be my first Grammy. Everybody's like, you know how it is. All right, girl, like, talking that thing into existence, da-da-da-da-da. But I would pray on it. I would meditate on it every single week. I would literally talk about it as if it was so. So when it happened, it was like such a confirmation for me. And it made my faith so much stronger, because I was like, I really believed that it was going to happen, and God made it happen. It changed my whole perspective on faith, to be honest.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Because that's never something that looked so impossible. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really like a huge record when it came out. It wasn't all over the place. It wasn't all over the radio. It wasn't all over the internet. It was like a silent beast. And I felt very personal. Like I felt very personally connected with the record, because it just like birthed out of me and one other person. So when you see it, birthed out of your head and your idea all the way to a Grammy stage. It's like, what can I not do? You know what I'm saying? I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? So to be chasing after a moment like that for your whole life, right? That it seems so intangible. Like a Grammy? Like, I just started working in the Christian hip hop space 3-4 years ago. And we talking about a Grammy? It just sounds delusional. You know what I'm saying? But to see that in the way that it played out, it changed my whole perspective on music and on, like, when it comes to faith and my relationship with God. I'm like, oh, this is real. Like, I can really, like, believe and speak it and manifest it, and I can change my life because of my relationship with God. Like, that was my first tangible thing between, like, myself, not my parents, not my family, not my friends. This is just me and God, right? So to hear our names get called and to be on that stage and look out in that crowd, like, I'm telling you, it changed my life.
How did your mom respond? I know your mom probably reached out. How did she respond?
They were there.
They were there.
Yeah.
So they got a chance to go with you. So that I know that was a moment for y'all.
Oh, we went back to the hotel room and just cried
I can believe it.
and prayed and thanked God. Like, it was, our whole family was there. My best friend was there. It was just to see the manifestation. Like, we worked so hard. Like, we've been trying to get into the music space on our own terms, not us Creflo Dollar's daughters and, you know, they're this, they're that, or our parents calling around. No. Like, I applied to that job off of, you know, seeing it on the internet. I went to that job every single day and poured my heart out and soul into that every single night, weekend. Like, I worked really hard. So to see that come to pass, it just showed me, and I hope a lot of other people, like, there's nothing I can't do if I just work hard and believe. It sounds so cliche, but it's like, it's not that difficult, y'all. Like, you just gotta believe that I actually have the talent, I actually have the faith, I actually have the execution to make my dreams come true. And that made me see, like, there can be no doubt, even in the smallest conversations when people are like, Grammy award, what? I'm like, yeah. And people may look at me like, oh, you know, she's arrogant. She's cocky. She needs to humble herself. But it's like, that's the formula for me. Like, I got to believe in more than anybody. Because I see when you do, it blows your mind what comes from it, you know?
I just believe you have a crazy faith, and God is doing some powerful things in you. Because just like, you know, you brought it up, a lot of people call us arrogant, because I get called arrogant too as well, just because I have a standard. I want to make sure that we put out a product that is excellent for God, and it's a quality control. So again, listen, we love you guys.
Yes.
If you don't want to level up, you don't have to.
No.
You do what God tell you to do. We gonna do what God told us to do.
Amen.
Dria, it's always a great conversation with you. I got to get you back. Come on and tell the people how to connect with you and follow you on all your social media platforms.
Okay, well, you can follow me at Dria the GOAT _ That's pretty much it, guys. I'm not really, you know, all on the internet, but you can find me there on Instagram. Yeah, and holler at me.
Anything else you working on that you want to tell the people?
We have a lot of great music coming out next year with Tamla and Capital CCMG.
Okay.
I'm really excited about it. Can't talk about it much, but my number one exciting project that I've been working on that I would say is going to blow everybody's mind, Dante Pride.
Yeah, it's solid.
Dante Pride.
Yeah, it's solid. I went to the listening party. It's solid. Y'all just wait on that. That's
on.
solid. Come on. What song we going to play for the people today? You got so many artists you work with. What song we playing?
God. Let's see. What should we play? How about we play, let's play Angels by Ariel Fitzpatrick.
Keep it locked. You tapped into the fix. You know the fix is in.